Hi, I'm Mel, and this is Desk Jockey Part 2, Upper Body Break. So whatever we do to our bodies, we are wiring a story in through our fascia for better or for worse. So today I'm going to help you to rewrite a new story in your upper body. The first Desk Jockey one, if you haven't practiced it, focuses a lot on the lower body and the hips and the back from sitting. Today is the shoulders and upper body. So it's set in 3 small parts, each part between 8 and 10 minutes. And you can take each part separately or do them all together, which I would love you to do. And definitely the first part of this class can be done sitting at your desk and it won't look too weird or crazy. And the rest of it would be definitely if you had a more private office or for when you get home at night to practice on your own. But this will help you to rewrite that new story if you work at a desk, on the couch with your laptop, or you're sat behind a wheel of a vehicle all day, every day. So let's practice. You do need a few props, and I'll have you sitting in whatever you're sitting in or on, and just pop your head right over your pelvis, roll your shoulders back, and stay pretty relaxed as we go through this manual fascia release on your chest. Now, I would prefer your hands to be on your skin so you can slip them inside whatever you're wearing, or it can be done outside. But I'm going to show you by slipping my right hand onto my left chest, so above your breast, below your collarbone, and just so your fingers are kind of going into where your armpit crease is. And that's a really good place on top of your pec muscle. So as you hold your right side with your right hand, put your left hand on top to just have a little bit of extra traction. You're going to pull down on the front of your chest, the muscles, the fascia, the skin. And as you pull down and away with your hands, you're going to turn your chin to look over your right shoulder. So what you should start to feel is this amazing stretch from your jaw, behind your ear, all the way through your neck and down through your collarbones and into your chest tissue. So as you turn your chin away and then you start to floss your neck, so you lift your chin, you drop your chin, you turn your chin, even opening and closing your jaw really wide a few times will help you get into some of those gnarly, tight places in the front of your neck and chest where it might have been quite closed down for some hours already today. If you feel like yawning or sighing, that's a really good sign. You're getting into some beneficial tissue releases, nervous system changes, etc. So just moving around now. Keep the pressure, and you can even keep sliding. You can feel how you can kind of slide the muscle and the fascia and the tissues across one another with your right hand. And you can even take your left arm out to the side and use it as even more of a counter pose to kind of move your arm up and down as you keep moving your chin and opening and closing your jaw. You just want to keep that pressure on for about another 30 seconds. Everything we're doing today is about 2 minutes, which gives us a really effective amount of time to change, but it's nice and time efficient for you. So then releasing your hands before you move your head. So just bring your hands back to your desk or lap and slowly let your head come back to center. Your eyes will always find the horizon. Beautiful. I know you don't feel balanced yet. Let's do the other side. So slip your left hand. It wants to be below your collarbone, above your breast or pec, just on the upper part of your pec muscle. Nice, flat, strong hand and fingers. Other hand on top, right hand on top of left. And as you pull down at this right side chest tissue, I want you to turn your chin to look over your left shoulder. And then you can start to floss up and down a little bit, and you'll start to feel these really lovely lines start to open. We carry, people always go to the back of the neck, but we actually carry so much tension from stress, old traumas, posture, in our jaw, in our necks, in our chest. So really like moving the muscles, skin and fascia, slipping and sliding them across one another. Recruit your right arm out to the side. We've still got a good minute to go. So use that if you like. It might feel like too much effort. You might prefer the help pulling down on this chest tissue. Opening and closing your jaw sometimes stimulates a yawn, and that's a beautiful stress relief. Starts to change you on a nervous system level. So let's just go a few more breaths. Find any sweet sticky spot, just stay with it. And don't snap your head back. Leave your head where it is. Just drop your hands down towards knee or desk. Let your head slowly unwind itself back to center. And when you get to center now, roll both shoulders back a couple of times. And we're going to stay here and mobilize your neck because you'll feel so good and fresh through here. Let's do a little bit of work on the sides and the back. So drop your chin to your chest and just start with semicircles. Chin to shoulder, chin to shoulder. Try not to have too much tension around your diaphragm or belly as you do this. Just want to be sitting upright with good posture, no stress. And for those of you that can, I want you to take a full circle in one direction. Your head is designed to do this, but I don't want you to stress out your neck. I don't want you to lift your shoulders to do this, to have to catch or support your neck. So only do it if it feels good. Otherwise, keep going in your semicircles. We'll take one full circle each way. Just one more. Don't worry about all the crunching and the little squirting and the fluids and the bones, and just let them release. Drop your chin to your chest, and like there's no effort, like a helium balloon rising, let your head float back up to eyes back on the horizon. If you want to shoulder shrug one more time, because you'll just keep releasing layers and layers of tension, and we want to set the chest open here. And as you sit now with this new freedom in your lungs, your lung area, I'd like you to take 3 deep retentive breaths. Now, if you're pregnant, we don't do breath retentions, but you can still do the deep, soft belly breaths, just don't hold it. And the reason we're holding the breath is to create like a vacuum, a different pressure in your belly and chest, and that'll influence the fluids and the chi flow through your abdominals. So different increased lymphatic flow back towards the heart and the chest for drainage. So cleaning your lymphatics, cleaning your immunity, changing your nervous system again. Okay, so when you're ready, wet your lips, swallow, breathe through your nose as best you can. Take a deep, slow breath in, filling your belly, chest, all the way up to your collarbones. And when you're at the top, without raising your shoulders, hold the breath for a second. Just let a little bit of pressure build up. And it's a slow exhale from collarbones, from chest, from belly until you're empty. Let the emptiness be there for a second, and then naturally draw a deep breath in again. Just 2 more. Belly, chest, collarbones. When you're full to the top, just close your throat at the back. Hold for a second. And then a really slow release of the exhale. Slower than the inhale if you can. When you're empty, don't be in a rush to fill this last time. When you're ready, start to breathe into your belly, diaphragm soft, chest full, all directions, right up to your collarbones. When you get to the top, that last little sip of air in, hold it. And then the slow exhale, and you're going to exhale, exhale, exhale. Use your belly and your diaphragm to fully empty. And then just let that vacuum breathe you in again, breathe out in a natural rhythm now. You might even feel a little bit like, a little bit stoned, and that's a nice feeling after we breathe that way a few rounds, and it just takes you out of your head, puts you right back in your body. Now I want you to shift over to a wall space, and you can do this kneeling or standing. I'm going to stay kneeling, and you can just scoot your chair over to the wall and do it as well. And you're going to reach your right arm out behind you. Now reach your right arm out behind you and either hold the edge of the wall or keep your palm flat at shoulder height. And then you're going to slowly just start to turn your body away on the floor or standing or even in your chair. You're just going to shift yourself around until you feel a beautiful stretch. So what we did actively with our hands in the beginning, this is the passive wall version of that, and sometimes much stronger because you have the wall for an assistant and you've already warmed up, so to speak. So this is the last of our first little mini set, this chest opener on the wall. So just 2 minutes each way. Again, you can move your head around if you want. You can bring this right hand in to kind of dig your fingers into those really stretched muscles, tendons, ligaments, tissue. Otherwise, you can just leave it out. The wall will do a great job. Keep your jaw slack, your belly soft. You've done some good work around there already. 30 seconds. You can see I'm just swaying slightly because that creates another little slight flossing over any tight or dehydrated tissue. So I'm just swaying a little bit. That feels really good. Just got a couple more breaths. And again, we don't just spring the arm from the wall. It's been in a really strong stretch for most of us. So what I want you to do is turn your body in your chair or kneeling or standing back towards that original place where everything goes slack, and you can just let your arm come down and just feel the freshness in that shoulder and chest, and then turn yourself around. And you're going to slide your left arm back. So here it feels pretty comfortable and not too much of a stretch, and then increase the stretch by turning your body away from the wall. Spinning in your seat until you've got that beautiful leverage. Your hand wants to be just about shoulder height, a little lower or higher, doesn't matter, but around shoulder height. And then you can either recruit your right hand or just leave it soft. You turn your neck, turn your body, maybe a little sway to floss. So nice. To reopen your chest, which influences your lungs, your heart protector, the pericardium, and your actual heart itself. This is the meridian channels of those 3 major organs in your upper body. So your breathing's going to feel better, your heart rate is going to be more even, resilient, your blood pressure, and that beautiful pericardium gift of protection, shock absorption, equilibrium. Almost there, last few breaths. And then just turn your body back to the beginning where everything felt easy and a bit slack with your arm on the wall, so that you can drop your arm away from the wall. Just let both arms be down, roll your shoulders back a few times, and that is the end of our first set. So either continue on with the floor work, or that's a beautiful little tea break for your upper body if you're sitting at your desk. And to continue on, you will need a bolster or some cushions off your bed or couch. And so just have your cushions in front of you. And what I'd like you to do is come into all fours in front of that cushion. Now, if you've got shoulder issues or injuries, you might find being up on your knees too strong. And the modification is to sit back in child's pose and just pop your wrists on the cushion and bring your head, your forehead towards the floor. If that's too much, you just come down to child's pose and rest. But if you can elevate your wrists a little bit so you keep that really strong double arm stretch through your armpits, through your chest, squeezing into the upper back and shoulder blades, This is like the reverse of crouching over a desk, laptop, or wheel, right? But if you can do it up on your knees, just organize yourself so that also your forearms are resting on the bolster. Your head comes down towards the floor. And it may or may not touch actually. You may just be dangling. The higher you put your arms, the deeper you're going to dangle. And you can just have that beautiful, strong feeling of both inner arms, both armpits, both sides of your chest, all the way down through your abdomen if you're in the Anahata variation. Even stronger still, if you're feeling really brave, we've only got another minute to go, is that you put your elbows on there and you rest your head either on the cushion or on the floor if it'll reach. Mine's not going to reach today. I'm just going to keep my forehead on the cushion. That's really strong in my shoulders. But that's kind of turning it up even more if you want. Please don't push it. Remember, we're rewiring, rewriting, being gentle. Hours and hours in one direction, just a couple of minutes in another direction. So let's just take 30 seconds more. Whichever pose you chose to be in. Now you want to recruit your strong belly, the push down of your wrists, forearms, or elbows on the bolster. So don't put the pressure on your shoulders. Use your belly to lift you out of that strong feeling. Walk your hands back in, sit back on your heels. And again, might feel nice and refreshing to just roll your shoulders back a few times. Turn your wrists around. Release any stuckness in those small joints around your hands, particularly if you type a lot. Really beautiful for you. Fluids, energy, blood, muscle release. And then let's dip into the backs of the shoulders now in a cuddle or a half cuddle. So even though it feels like we're rounding in and doing this, we are actually releasing all the shoulder today so that they're very free to move, because this can actually be tight and weak in this direction. So let's really purposefully bring some blood and energy and openness to the back of your shoulder. You want to lie down on your belly. You can do this from your back if you're pregnant. You just use your other arm instead of the floor. And you're going to thread the needle of your right arm. Maybe have a cushion. I'm going to bring my block in. Maybe have a cushion for your head or a block. Because as you spin your right arm under, palm up to sky, so you're in the back of your shoulder, the floor might be a little bit far away for your head. So if you're facing upwards, you just use your opposite arm to pull your arm across your body. And let's let the floor really have our upper body weight now. So let the back of your shoulder rest in. Let your head be comfortable on a block, or you might have just chosen to use your opposite hand, or let your head go to the floor if you're okay with that. We're just doing one half cuddle at a time, so nothing too crazy. And as we squeeze into the chest at the front, when we release it in reclined butterfly in a moment, that is going to feel like a beautiful flush of your chest. So the heavier, more relaxed you can get here, the better. Might not feel super strong for many of you, that's okay. Can you let your lower body go so it's not protecting your upper body from dropping to the floor? As you take your last breath on this side, I'd like you to lift your heavy head up off your hand or block. Push down with your top left hand so you can drag your right arm out from underneath you, and immediately thread your left arm under. Now, we're often quite different on different sides with our shoulders because you might be right-handed or left-handed. So just navigate around this new sensation. Have your arm between, again, your chest and your chin. You neither want it under your chest or under your face. And then you can either use your brick or your spare hand as a pillow for your head. Palm faces upwards, shoulders, body, thighs relax. Let your body weight go down into this shoulder and into that sweet squeeze at the front of your left chest. Another half minute. See if you can really let yourself go heavy. Use your body weight. Deep breath in, full breath out. Use your top right hand down, lift your head first, and then lift and drag your left shoulder out from underneath you. Pop your hands by your chest and just one push back into a nice big cat stretch, rounding into your chest even more. And then we're going to go and take that into our last big opening of your chest to finish this little set. So you're going to bring your bolster or your cushions behind you. Keep your block or other pillows handy. And then snuggle your bolster right up to your tailbone. And what you want to do here is, as a bonus, you could have your butterfly legs. And as you recline back onto your cushion, is that your chest is higher than your arms are out to the side. So if the back bend is too much, you can go ahead, and that's why I wanted you to have a spare block or pillow, and you can just put that under your butt now. So it's a bit less of a back bend, but you've still made a fake floor. So you're elevated from the floor. So now you can open your two arms and let them hang back from your torso. So roll your shoulders back, squeeze your shoulder blades into your back heart, and then palms open to sky. Drop your arms to the side, and we should be getting this beautiful feeling of a stretch sensation right across the front of our chest here. So you might angle your arms even overhead, wide, wherever you want them. Legs are secondary, but it's a nice bonus here to really open up the fronts of your hips and take butterfly legs or straight legs, whichever feels better. And let's keep that wide winged open chest feeling. And a lot of the benefits in yin come from we hold a place for a certain amount of time, which allows those deep tissues that have your posture written in them to change, release, reform. And so we're telling this upper body area now, there is space, there is expansion, there is openness at your chest, your shoulders, your throat, your abdomen, your hip flexors. Let's just stay for 2 more minutes now. Let's really marinate in this one. It's your full open pose of the session. Let's keep all the bits that can be soft, soft, so that the story is written throughout your entire body, that we're at ease right now, we're safe, there's a calmness, a peacefulness as we relax. If you could manage a yawn, sigh, or big exhale here, and just let yourself go down a few more layers for the last few breaths that we'll spend here. And as you bring your awareness back into your body, move your arms first. Just bring them in and down, and then bend your knees back up to sky one at a time from wherever they've been, open or straight. And from here, you've got quite a nice neutral place to shift whatever's been under your bottom and roll off to one side. So you're going to roll away from your cushions, draw your knees into a counter pose, and rest your head on your bottom arm. And I do want you to stay here for 30 seconds, just to draw in away from any back bend stuff that might be occurring in your lower back. So you won't lose any of that new openness. You just relaxed on your side, allowing that big change to come through your body one more time. And it passes pretty quickly. Mine's already dissipated and dissolved enough. So when you are ready, you're going to move your cushions from behind you, lie back onto your back, level yourself back up to neutral and straight. And as you hug your knees into your chest, that should also feel super nice. Drop your knees in a knee pile stack, so your knees stay on top of each other, over to your left side. And then again, you can stretch out your right arm. We're not staying for long. This is just a nice therapeutic 1-minute rinse each way to finish off what we've done today before we go and rest our legs up the wall. So this is your final little set of class, the most restorative place. A little bit more to do with your lower body and blood flow back to your brain, which would be very refreshing to either finish your day, or if this is a midday break, to go back to your work with a fresh brain. So hands down, swing your legs back through center, swing them over to the right. Make sure your knees are stacked one on top of the other, about hip height, hip level. Rest them on the floor, broaden your chest, relax your neck. Nice. Let your legs go, bring them back to center. One last little knee squeeze. And you can do a little rock and roll for me and sit yourself all the way up. And the way we'll finish practice is not by lying down, but doing a refreshing legs up the wall. So scoot yourself back up to the wall, or you could use your couch or your desk here. Lay down. And as you lay down, you just swing your legs swiftly up to rest on the wall. And it doesn't matter if you're bent at your knees and they're resting on the couch. You're still going to get your benefits. So stretch up your legs. If you have enough space to do that, rest your heels against something. Be pretty flat. You could put a small cushion or blanket under your tailbone if that feels comfortable, and you can either let your arms rest off your body, just neutral and broad, or you can bring your hands on your container. That's a very nice, grounding, present place to hold yourself here for your last couple of minutes. And the slight inversion is going to ease and help that blood flow and lymph flow back to your chest and then onto your brain for the blood. Very restorative, very refreshing. So just yawn, sigh, or exhale yourself into these final 2 minutes. Let your eyes go soft in their sockets. Let your forehead smooth out. Unclench your jaw. Stay a little longer if you like, or if it's time to come out. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Draw your knees into your chest off the wall. Just have a moment there and then decide which side to roll to, rolling to your left or right, keeping your head heavy, chin to chest. Roll yourself all the way up to seated. And whether you're leaning against the wall or you're off the wall, I want you to come into that beautiful, good, open posture that you worked for today. So roll your shoulders back, drop your chin in just a little, so it's not thrusting forward. And see if you can put your head over your chest, over your belly. Good. Finishing with hands in press, strong push together, deep breath in, and full breath out. Namaste.